And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, at our prayer and our national anthem and a brief rainstorm. Let me tell you, if you want to fool with electronics, let a little bit of rain pop in, and that will do it. So there you have it. I am Doug Ann with 446 Sports, along with, there you go, my buddy Eric Mouton, and he is in the house all the way down from the Acadiana region, or all the way up from it, I guess. Look, it's hard getting things changed around, but here we go. Welcome aboard, Eric.
Thank you, Doug. Looking forward to this one. Always a pleasure to be here with 446 Sports and here at Menard. Great venue, great spot we have today. Looking forward to a great game. Look,
it is, and I think that rain has gotten on out of here, so we're good there. First pitch from Methvin was scheduled at 5 o'clock, comes around at 5:02, and I don't believe any of us will be upset with that.
Yeah, that storm came through around 4:46 there, Doug.
You know it did. Oh, it doesn't take off. Boy, coachable. Is that what they said about you back
Absolutely.
at UL? That one is driven over to the left side. Bell's going to have that, but that'll be the first base runner of the day. Yeah, you did that wonderfully.
I appreciate it. Yeah, nice pitch on the outside part. Leadoff hitter right there. Knocks it through the 6 hole for a leadoff single for Kinder.
And we'll jump inside the game changer. Did not get their lineups on there. We're a little bit thrown off, which that goes without saying. We're a little bit thrown off, indeed. And we'll try to get game. Try not to do too terribly much with the phone while I've got connected as our internet that's out here. Boy, we got our new Starlink and on that. Yeah, I'm not a fan there already. Maybe it's just here. Nobody down. We play in the top of the first inning. Kinder and Menard. Menard off of a tough one last night, Eric. They lose it 10-9. That one is fouled. Home runs. Kaylee Methvin, they said, hit one that would have hit the school here. So we're looking for more of that tonight.
A lot of offense last night. Let's see if the pitchers can get it done today. Keep it low scoring.
Methvin rocks in and delivers this when the rise ball goes up and out of the zone for ball 2.
I got 2-1.
You got all right.
Whether that's or not. Scoreboard is 2.
Well, the scoreboard's over here.
Hard
it's got
to see.
1 and 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yep, I got it right
in here. That one.
Oppo again.
Yeah, and that's just what you would expect from Kaylee Methvin, because they're not going to get around on that fastball.
Yep, and she's keeping it away from the lefties, which is good. She'd love a ground ball right here, maybe something to third or short, get the lead runner. If you can't turn 2, coming from the left side out of the box, she'll get it down the line in a hurry. Just missed ball outside.
There you go, 2 balls and 2 strikes, even up at 2 and 2. Look, it won't take me long to eventually get caught up with where you guys are, but it might be a minute there. It's been one of those days. But we ticketed this as a good ball game to be. Wait a minute. Changeup drops just over, and boy, Eric, what a view from back here. You see that ball just miss over the top of the strike zone. I got to believe that's one from over in left field. We're going, come on, Blue.
Yeah, I know the people over here treat you well, man. They move you over here to center field, and this is just an epic view to watch this game and call it.
This is a good one. That one fouled back and out of play. We're going to hit the record button on here as well just to make sure that that internet jumping in and out on us. We're going to leave this alone and just keep on that.
Methvin, of course, filling up the zone right now, and this is a good battle here early in this game against the 2-hole hitter.
Swung on and missed, and that is a Sabine State Bank strikeout. Sabine State Bank strikeout number 1.
She stayed with the hard stuff, and boy, that changeup right there sped up her bat way out in front. That's just a great pitch, because 3-2, Doug, you're expecting that fastball over the heart of the plate. You're digging in, and you're going to take a big cut at it, and then the changeup comes, and you whiff it.
You know, and that's what we saw. And you don't oftentimes see a pitcher go back-to-back with it either, which she did right there. She threw that one that looped a little bit more, and there's a good fastball in there. Misses low and out of the zone.
Yep, I love pitches out of the zone too, especially early in the count. You want to see if that batter's going to be disciplined or will she chase something out of the zone. That one low and in. Good job by the 3-hole hitter there to take that.
That one comes inside. I think it got her. Yeah, it's going to be a dead ball.
It got her for sure. Came inside just a little too much that time. Got her on the leg.
And look, when you pitch inside, that's going to happen sometimes. she does, but I don't think there's any concerns about it. You know, that infield is a little off tonight, too. We talked about Emma Davis not being here, so the shift is on. I don't think it's a traditional shift that you would expect, but we'll explain that to you in just a little bit as well. As Kenzie Lyles makes the move over to shortstop in this one. Again, Emma Davis not here tonight, so that'll give you an idea of what we're doing. That ground ball over to Kenzie. Kenzie used to play in third base, so that throw does not bother her. But then we'll give you an idea, too, Eric, that Addie Wright goes from second base. So a little bit of shell game going on there on the infield. But that'll keep you updated with what's going on there.
Yeah, and that time, hard ground ball. Could have gone to third or second base to get the lead runners, but she throws across the diamond to get the sure out.
Thought could have been potentially a double play. But again, when you've got that infield shifted around, you just that one up and away as well.
Yeah, big spot here. 2 runners in scoring position, but it would take a 2-out single to get both of them home as Methvin continues to work in the circle.
That one hammered down the other way behind on that one.
Yeah, I think she put a little extra on that one right there. And the cleanup hitter, a little bit, just the 5-hole. 5-hole, a little bit late on that one.
Methvin now will sit back and ready to deliver this one. Rocks back and fires that. Good fastball, but it's pulled over the head of Addie Wright, and that's going second base on the throw, but that's just good work to stay.
Hands down, and she gets the barrel on it right over the third baseman's head. She does a great job of getting up in the air just over her glove, but a 2-0 lead for the visitors.
Oh, and that's one that we have seen Addie so runner at second base now, 2 down. Swung through that one and missed, and good heat on that one.
Yeah, Methvin with a sharp memory. She knows she just gave up 2, but runner in scoring position. You got to lock in, got to get this runner, get into the dugout, only down 2 here in the first. It's a great pitch.
Yeah, Methvin fires that one in there. Don't forget, tonight at 8:30, we will go live again. We'll look around the state and see what softball is going on. Plus, and then at 9 o'clock, we look to speak to Jolie.
Good spot there from Methvin up 0-2. Try to get him to chase something out of the zone. She holds up. Same pitch, fouled away.
And look, it's all going to be this Menard team. When everybody hits, and when they don't, they don't. And that's what we'll have to keep a gauge on tonight. Herself across, she goes to first base, and Ledette has it to squeeze it, and that will retire the side, but not before 2 are picked up. Bottom of the first, Shelton, Nalbanian, and Lyles, who had 2 home runs, when we come back. Getting ready here in the bottom of the first inning here. Let's get that adjusted where it's correct. Bottom of the first inning, Doug Gann alongside Eric Mouton, who Eric is hustling down to his momentarily. And trying to get a look at who is in the circle there. Again, we didn't get a little bit under the weather tonight, as she was last night, but that does not get in the way of Sawyer Shelton. She is just tough as nails. Watches that one up and out of the zone for ball one. Well, that rain did play a little bit of havoc with us there. 1 ball, no strikes to Shelton. Misses that one. Takes that inside as well, and that is 2 balls and no strikes. Shelton, as in typical leadoff fashion, takes that one, takes the strike. It is ball. It is 2 balls and 1 strike. We play in the bottom of the first, 2-0. You see all the rest of it is correct. That one is slapped over right between the hole between first and second. Will be gathered out there in right field and brought back in, but a good piece of hitting by Sawyer Shelton with a leadoff base hit. And boy, that wind is flying. I don't know that we will see Shelton run. Normally this is a situation that within a couple of pitches she would have an opportunity to be over at third. We'll see about that as Parker Albanian will step up. Parker watches that first one go low, and it's ball one. And we are out here on the campus of Holy Savior Menard. Ground ball up the middle is going to get the runner over, so good job getting the ball down. And that will get the runner over to second base. No, that one lifted out to center field. Drifting back as a second baseman. She's not going to have it. Sawyer had to hold up, but that's a good piece of hitting by Kenzie Lyles, and that'll put runners at first and third now for the cleanup hitting Addie Wright. Addie Wright will step in. Addie, of course, moved over to third base. She had been playing second base. Throughout the season, made the move over from first base a year ago, or this year. That one lifted back. Right field's going to have that, but it will be deep enough to score the run. Shelton moves up, as does Kinsey. So Kinsey over at third base now. Good sac fly and an RBI there. And we'll get everything back up. Eric's going to probably be out of breath. It's been a long time since he's ran more than just a little bit. Oh, there he is. Never sounded so good.
That's exactly right.
Welcome back. He ran down, got his car, pulled back over here. All of that swung on and missed there. Let me clear that one off for you so you can start fresh. There you are. So the sac fly was able to score Shelton, and now Lyles rests at third, trying to get her in and tie this thing up. That one hammered out to center field. Good piece of hitting, and it's going to be in there for a base hit, and will bring around. And Kay Parati continues to swing the bat very, very well. Had a 4-hit night last night.
Yeah, good piece of hitting going with that outside pitch, and a pretty good play out there by the right fielder. She's able to cut that off before it gets to the wall to keep her at first base and out of scoring position. So good hustle by that right fielder and a nice throw in.
Lashney will come in and run. And look, up here above I-10, it is Lashney. So that'll come in and run. Down below in other games, it's Lashney. But here it's Lashney. She'll come in and run at first base for the catcher, Kate Perotti. Good piece of hitting.
You can hear the wind, and Doug is blowing straight at us from home plate right here. So anything hit well and up will have a chance tonight.
The only good thing about where we're sitting is that usually it's a little further once it goes out, but it's still, this tarp could get hit. Better the tarp than us. Here's the pitch inside, lifted high. It's going to stay on the infield. Shortstop will gather that one, and that will retire the side, but not before the equalizer comes over. In the bottom of the first for Holy Savior Menard, 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors, 1 left on. We move to the top of the second, 2-2, right after this. Back to the top of the second we go. Eric Mouton joins me. I'm Doug Gann with 446 Sports, and passed out a couple of invitations today to our Pelican State Rising Stars. Went and got, you'll remember this name, Braylee Cetus. You remember the catcher for Oak Hill that hammered the softball when we saw it. She got her invitation at practice this morning. While we're talking about Oak Hill, big shout out to Claylee Carpenter. You remember the name, Claylee Carpenter. She was the second baseman and the 7th grader. Slides into home the other night for the game winner, slides on her leg, and actually breaks her wrist in a couple of places. Surgery this morning went well. She's out of surgery, but we want to pass along our prayers for a speedy recovery to Claylee and to the Oak Hill family there as well. And then we made our way down to Pine Prairie this afternoon and got probably one of the most exciting players in that region. Josie Vidrine is there betting well over 500 on the season and is a spark plug at shortstop. So they're coming fast and furious now. Swung on and missed. Speaking of fast and furious, slow down when you leave Pine Prairie. That's all I'm going to say about that. Just might want to take that under advisement. Stuff happens.
That's correct.
Swung on and missed there and down on strikes, and that is the Sabine State Bank strikeout. Eric, last night we were down in your no, we weren't. We were, I guess, no, we weren't. You go down and cover Lake Charles a lot, but we went down into Moss Bluff and got Sam Houston catcher Layla Landry last night, and so she'll be a part of the Pelican State Rising Stars All-Star game. But we are going everywhere. Good-looking pitch. I need to send you down back to Acadiana with some of those certificates that maybe you can get some invites.
Well, Tuesday I'm going to go see Menard. Menard at North Vermilion, right down the road from me. I hope to go do that game.
We've got a North Vermilion girl we need to get to. That one swung on a miss. Boy, do you see the difference in the way that Kaylee is throwing first inning to second inning? It is. It's just unbelievable the difference. She's powering that fastball a lot more. That one up and out of there. Went back in your days, Eric, to just getting to a pitcher in the first inning. How important was that?
It's really important. You see a lot of pitches. You get more guys or young ladies up to the plate to see her, so the next round they'll be better off. And that's just fastball up. Can't do anything with it. Another strikeout right there. But, yeah, you want to make them pitch as many pitches and see as many pitches, whether you're in the dugout or at the plate.
And, look, that rise fastball, and we've learned a little bit more of this. It looks so good coming out of there, but you're either going to pop it up because you're under it or swing and miss on it totally, which is what happened there.
Yeah, you just can't get your hands up that high, and you throw the barrel, and normally you cannot catch up to it. And that rise ball looks like a strike, and the next thing you know, it's at your eyes and by you.
Then you turn around and get a drop ball like that. So you've got about a 4-foot difference in your eye line that you've got to look at. And just a pure fastball that misses. Fastballs seem kind of boring these days, don't they? When you've got a rise and a drop and a curve and a change.
Yeah, and that's the whole goal, is to keep the batter guessing and keep them off balance. Speed up their bat, blow it by them when you need to, hit a spot like that.
Yeah, it took a little something off of that too. And that's two different changes, because you've seen those girls throw that one that kind of loops. That one she just changed and took about 6-7 miles an hour off of it.
Yeah, I think they throw like a curveball, then they throw a sinker. I mean, you can tell she has a great repertoire and knows how to use it, and then comes back by you.
Yeah, Sabine State Bank strikeout number 3 of the inning, number 4 of the game for Kaylee Methvin. And we will come back here. It is tied at 2 apiece. Looks like it's going to be Drago, Methvin, and Mika Keogh when we return. There you get a good look at Belle Drago making her way to the plate. Drago, the sophomore left fielder here for Coach Brad Turney.
And I think that was a big inning in the bottom of that first, Doug, to tie the game. And they put their ace, and, you know, sometimes you can go into a shell and say, man, what? And we're all tied up.
Look, put up 9 last night, and that one is lifted
That's a
over.
hit.
Yeah, that's a little dink, they call them.
Here for the Lady Eagles.
And that will bring Kaylee Methvin to the plate. Methvin, of course, had that big home run last night, and she said just duck if we're sitting out here tonight. Off and running is Bell. And look, Bell is fast and going to have that stolen base against a lot of people. But when you've got a slow pitch going, boy, does that make a difference. Because they can leave right when that ball leaves the pitcher's hand.
And they're going to be careful with Methvin up there. They're not going to put anything over the heart of the plate, because it'll be 4-2 in a heartbeat. So they'll stay away from her and keep her off balance with some off-speed stuff. Same thing, up and out.
Look, and you hear so many times that coaches through the years telling about to wait on it, to wait on it. You just got to adjust your timing is what you've got to do to it, because you shouldn't change much while you're inside the box.
Yeah, a lot of them get that lead foot down and are ready to hit. Just got to pick.
Camera back up.
A little bit of a drizzle here.
And so if you see this feed stop, it's because that rain picked up a little bit more, and we had to remove the electronics. That one lifted high. That one lifted back, and it is gone. Gonna bounce around and roll back here where we come in. And you said it. Kaylee said it. She's going to go back and get her another one. So great work there by Methvin to go get that, and has to go over there and get 5. Coach wasn't waiting on her, but good work by Kaylee Methvin. Her last two at-bats have been home runs.
Yeah, that was a no-doubter, too, over the heart of the plate. She did not miss it. She timed it perfectly, barreled it up, and both of the outfielders made a play, but there was nothing they could do.
That one just kept going and kept going, and I think that had a little bit to do with the wind. There's no doubt about it. We'll have that up and posted for you later tonight. Speaking of up and later tonight, baseball just up the hill. Menard is playing for a district championship in their tournament. The boys playing a district championship tournament. They won their game last night and will play Oakdale tonight, who upset Kinder a night ago. So a lot of things going on up here. Good-looking pitch, and man, you see the difference. And what I like about this young lady, she throws the ball over the strike zone. I don't think she's walked anybody, but unfortunately, And we're back here, top of the third we go. 6-2. Lady Eagles lead this 2 in the first. So back we go here. In this one, boy, I'm tell you what, rain and wind and cloud and all that. If you think dealing with internet is an easy thing, my friend, it is certainly not.
No, not in the elements. That's for sure.
Back here we go, and Methvin will settle back in, ready to go. That one smoked down the line and going to end up over there by the gate where they come in. Much different view from where we're at here with this center fielder look in, wouldn't you say?
Yes, this is a great look. You can really see the ball movement up and down, really, more than you can when we were over there in right field. And there's another nice pitch fouled away.
So the bad thing is that all of those pitches that I was telling Blue were bad, maybe not have been.
Yep, but now you know. Now you can tell.
Yep, now we know. Now, whether that helps or not, I don't know.
Correct.
The story to that. That one ground over in between Lyles and Wright, and will be another base hit off Methvin. This Kinder team swinging the bat pretty well.
They do, and really good oppo. I mean, that's through the 6-hole again for a left-handed hitter who, instead of trying to pull it, a lot of times when you try to pull that outside pitch, it's a weak ground ball if you're a left-hander to the first or second baseman. Go with it, drive it the other way. There's another single.
Yep, so runner at first is there. Methvin rocks back, squaring around the bunt. Addie just played it beautifully. Will come across and throws that one away. And that will get the runner over to third and second. And so let's take just a look back at this, because Addie started at first base a year ago in that state championship team. Moved over to second base this year. The last 2 days, she's had to go over to third base. When you glove and throw, it's a different throw.
There's no doubt. And I like that bunt by the coach there from Kinder. Put some pressure on the defense, maybe not expecting it as they're swinging the bats well. Look, you're only down 4. Put some pressure on them, force them to make a play. And that time they couldn't make it. Second and third, nobody out. A little something cooking here for the Jackets.
Look, this is a big win for either squad out of this one. You start getting and counting your playing dates left. I think counting this game, Menard had about 6 games left until the playoffs, and you start talking about seniors that are saying, all right, we gotta get this going, because we're only guaranteed this.
Yeah, it's a sense of urgency, no doubt, when you come down that home stretch, especially when you have a veteran group, a senior group. They want to leave their mark and leave their legacy, just like the basketball team did.
Exactly. Snap throw down there and no good. At least it is cooling off out here. I don't think it's too terribly bad. Partly sunny, they say. And I believe them. I'd say partly cloudy, but mostly sunny. Anyway, that's why I don't do that. Good looking pitch inside for the strike. As a pitcher, Eric, what do you do now when you see a couple little hits like that? You've got runners at second and third. What's your thought process there in the circle?
Well, a lot of it is hard ground balls, so maybe that rise ball, make them chase. They can get the barrel down. Like, that's another low pitch that's driven up the middle for a hit, and probably will score 2 runs. Yep, throw slipped again.
It does, and we'll see. Boy, there's a good arm there. Not in time, safe at second base, and slid in just in front of it. But you're right, Eric. Those base hits that she's given up have been low in the zone. You got to work up.
Yeah, and that one right there, that was a little low too, right over the heart. Maybe a little outside, but hit hard off of the pitcher's glove and then rolls into the outfield. And impressed with this Kinder team now. They're not quitting either. They're going to get up there and battle and putting the bat on the ball.
We saw it get knocked away, and that's what caused Keogh at second to base to have to drift over the other way. I don't think she throws anybody out having to go into the hole that way, but you probably don't score but 1 run off of it, because the runner at third was off and going.
Yep, may have been just a single there with runners at the corners, but now we've got a runner at second base. Nobody out. 6-4 ball game. No good pitch.
And that one goes up again. I think it drifted out of the zone,
Yeah.
but you're seeing her make that switch to throwing more up in the zone.
Yeah, definitely a pitch that was a little outside because it did drop into the strike zone, but missed the corner of the plate there, 1-1.
Methvin will rock back and fire this one. It's lifted back and foul. And one thing that helps her out is if you can go out here now and get you a strikeout, that kind of gets that confidence going back a little bit more.
Yeah, you don't want the runner to advance. There's only actually nobody out, so if she can get to third, she can score on a sac fly. So a strikeout to keep her at second would be big here, these next couple batters coming up.
That one lifted high and fouling back and out near international waters and back over that concession stand area and out of here.
Another good cut, too. This is a battle right here. Neither one wanting to give in, and Methvin just keeping her off balance enough to have her foul them off instead of put it in play.
Swung on and missed there in a Sabine State Bank strikeout, and that's what you need because your runner doesn't advance anywhere.
Yep, and that changeup had her way out in front. It was fastball. Everything was kind of away. She came in a little bit with that one over the heart, but it didn't matter because she was so far out in front of it.
Now you can kind of go back to work. That one right down the middle. That was a low one, but you'll take getting ahead of a batter every time.
Yeah, no doubt. Work ahead. When you fall behind, you have to throw strikes. You throw quality strikes, which are hittable strikes. When you're ahead, you can nibble. You can go corner. You can go up, try to get them to chase something out of the zone, so you always want to work ahead.
Well, as a hitter, too, you're more apt to chase. That's a good-looking pitch, but it drifts off. You saw it had that movement to it off to the side. Boy, what a great look this is.
No, this is awesome. People at Menard moving you over here.
How about that?
Big time.
The folks at the gate didn't want to listen to him anymore. I think that's what he was. I get that, too. Methvin readies herself. Will rock back and deliver this one. Swung on and missed. And, well, when she's got it, she's got it. But the top 2 or 3 of that Kinder lineup, they put the bat on the ball.
They sure do. And it's just putting pressure on you. You know, it's not just easy fly balls. It's some things on the ground, finding holes. A bunt puts the pressure on the infield. Impressed. Ooh,
down low missed again, yeah. Doug Gann alongside Eric Mouton. We bring you Holy Savior Menard softball as this season is winding down. Been a great season. We will not have the show this Sunday because it is Easter. That one misses down low. Parati, a good job. She's going to zip it down. Got a shot. They're looking in time. Boy, Kate Parati is so solid behind the dish.
Well, really good throw and a big out right there. Out number 2 at third base in this situation. You kind of want to, and I think the first base coach is mentioning that to her. Look, you can't score from there. You might as well stay at second. Now you can score on a hit, but you get thrown out right there. It kind of takes the wind out of our sails.
Look, it drove Harry Carey crazy. He'd tell you, you get somebody thrown out on the bases, and the next one up hits it out of the park. Now, we certainly aren't advocating for that by any means.
But that's how the game is, man. That's softball, that's baseball. A lot of times when you don't play it right, make the right plays, it'll come back to bite you.
Indeed it will. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Top of the third we play. Snell's pace in this game. That one ripped back foul over towards the first base bleachers. And you hear the microphone as the wind blows across it. See that and I'm gonna get a picture of that here in a second, sometime before the game's out.
I see her. I saw her a while ago.
Good-looking pitch and down on strikes. Eric, want to leave it here during this commercial break, and we're going to fade to black in memory and in observation of our friends at Alexandria Senior High School and the loss that they experienced last night in there. Folks know the story about it, but to the Lacasse family and to Alexandria Senior High School, we're going to fade to black here momentarily during this break. As we come back, we just ask you to keep that family and the entire sports world and our young people in your prayers throughout. Eric, tell me what's going on down in the Acadiana area. I know you've got your finger on the pulse of things down there.
Yeah, I mean, the home stretch, like you mentioned, baseball, softball is big. I know we got a few. The Acadiana Golf League is really strong. We've had a few state champions come out of that area for sure, and have battled a lot of teams around the state. But I'm hoping to get to North Vermilion on Tuesday, and then Thursday, Kaplan also has a game. Another team big in that area. I'd love to get over there. That's a Thursday night.
Coach LaBeouf and
yes,
that team. That you've got Lexi Green that is there, and she is just phenomenal in the circle. Not terrible at the plate, mind you, but yeah, she's something else. And this will be Abby Claire Fingleton, it looks like, that's stepping in. We move bottom of the third, 6-4. Methvin did such a great job of pitching out of that inning. That could have went completely sideways on it. She did give up a couple on there, but you had an opportunity to give up more because there were no outs. And number one thing you do, how important is it to come out, Eric, with a clean inning after that?
No, it really is. It sends a message to your team that you're locked in, and it also lets the other team know that, you know, where you are. That's exactly what you're going to see today, and there's going to be no give, nothing easy.
That one up and out of the zone. A ball and 2 strikes now to Fingleton. Fingleton, the designated player tonight for Coach Brad Turney, where she's been a lot of the season. She hits for Adeline Ledette. Have to get my buddy Mouton adjusted to that Ledette and Lashney up here. We got you. We got you rolling.
Yes, indeed. There's a little activity in the Kinder bullpen.
I don't know that
reserves are warming up. Just making sure she's staying loose, and that maybe just get her work in.
That one smoked foul, much to the dismay of Coach Brad Turney, who was doing his best to say, "Are you sure about that?" But I gotta believe that no matter where but he could have moved forward and called that ball fair. Always working. We love us some Coach Brad Turney. Rocks back and delivers this one to Fingleton, and she is going to go down on strikes. That is a Sabine State Bank strikeout.
And there's off speed a little up in the zone. She was sitting on that fastball, ripped it foul, so they change up the speeds and even the eye level. That was a little bit higher than some of those early change-ups that were down in the zone.
Beldrago steps in, and she oppos this one down the line. Going to be fair, and Drago is going to hustle in there with a double. Boy, just moving on that one. You get a good look in at Drago, who has been on fire of late.
Yes, indeed. No hesitation out of the box. She knew she was going to try for 2 as soon as she left the box. And a good hustle. Nice play over there by the right fielder once again. Got it in quick and made that play a lot closer than it should have been. And
the big bopper, Kaylee Methvin, steps in there. 2 home runs in her last 2 at-bats. 1 last night. 2 at-bats, 2 parishes, 2 home runs for her last 2 at-bats. How about that?
I think about pitching around her right now. Get the double play set up, put her at first.
You got first base open over there. There's no doubt about that. That's lifted.
Oh, no. Is it fair or foul?
And it is gone. She's done it again. Back-to-back home runs. That's 3 at-bats, 3 home runs for Kaylee Methvin dating back to last game. My goodness. She got a hold of that one.
In the groove, seeing it. And that's a changeup, too, just up in the zone. Enough plate discipline right there to wait on it. Turn the hips, turn the barrel off of a car out there. That's why I didn't park over there, Doug.
That's what I'm here to get you straight. You know, they got 2 words for a hitter that is doing what Methvin has done the last 3 at-bats. Locked in.
Yep, those are no doubters. The only doubt was whether it be fair or foul. It stayed fair to extend the lead. Help yourself out. 8-4 now, Lady Eagles.
That one smoked down the line and fouled. So with her, so the earlier one that she hit that went right over here to us by the scoreboard in between us, right? Or did it
Yep, no, it's between us and the scoreboard.
Right,
yep.
And that one goes down the line. That just sees how out in front of this she is, but she's still catching enough of it to power it out. She's even ahead of another one, so she threw that off-speed stuff. Kayla was just out in front of it more. Same result.
Yeah, both of them were hanging. And, you hang them, we bang them. It's like a hanging curveball. When you throw a hanging changeup up in the zone and you got a hitter like her that's seeing the ball so well, she'll make you pay.
That one from Keogh lifted up and fouling back into that area. And so that behind here, this guy was trying to help. Now, he's going to retrieve the ball. He didn't make a lot of effort to protect his lady there that's with him, though. Come on, man.
No, you got to get out your seat.
You got to get your hat off or something and do it.
I think the term is get dirty. You got to lay out. You got to dive for that.
You got to lay out for that
Get
one.
some aluminum on you.
That's right.
Oh, I saw that weak effort. I did.
Can't be fun at the old ball game. Look, here's one thing, right, Eric, that we're trying to shake is they were starting to get a buzz about this when we were out here doing games. The Lady Eagles weren't winning. We've missed 2 or 3 games this season with other obligations, and they've won those games big. And so they were kind of fearful of me coming out here tonight. I was just going to send you.
We're all good. We're going to take care of business tonight.
That one lifted down the line. And I'm telling you, it does not matter where that ball is at. We got you, Coach Brad.
He's working over there, trying to get everyone that's hit down there. And against an off-speed pitcher, she's not going to blow it by you. It's going to be off-speed, so a lot of balls, a lot of action down there for the third base coach, that's for sure.
This one will stay
hop.
Yeah, that one did stay fair, but right over the head of that shortstop. And so there's been a little bit of rain on there, but I saw them out working on the fields earlier too. These dirt fields, because there's not been much rain lately, if you don't keep them watered routinely, they start to get little cracks and little bumps on them too, and I just wonder about that.
Yep, hard hit ball right at the shortstop. Normally makes that play, but you're right. Hit something in front of her, crease or a rock or something, and bounces. I'd give her a hit if I was the official scorer.
Saw your Shelton looking to go 3 for 3. That one doesn't. I think she's okay to go back to the dugout. She's like, all right. We was it North DeSoto was putting turf in as soon as the season is over in softball. They're doing it in softball and in baseball. And that's what Coach Whitman was talking to us about, is how much that's going to change the speed and the discipline of the infield.
No doubt, and a lot of people, a lot of schools are going to that turf. Cuts down on your maintenance. You can play after a rain because you get some rain on this dirt here. And
it rains and drains, so, that's right.
Yep. A lot of schools going to the turf, but you're right, it does make it play faster. And you have to practice on it and get used to it if you're going to do it.
Well, and that one lifted high. It's going to stay in. Center field's going to try to squeeze this one again and does, and that will retire the side, but not before another couple of runs come across. They get the 2 back that they gave up, Eric, and it's 8-4 as we go to the top of the 4th. We'll be back right after this. Eagles lead at 8-4 over Kinder when we return. Back here we go. Let's do things in the top of the 4th inning. Menard has put up 3 in the first, 4 in the second, 2 in the first, 4 in the second, and 2 more in that one. Both of their last innings. Oh, that one slipped out of the hands of Methvin and went back to the brick. That's the first one that I've ever seen go over to the brick. Goodness. But you talk about the rhythm that she gets into throwing the softball. She is there hitting the softball as well. 3 straight at-bats, 3 straight home runs. Eight to 4 here, and she leads this one off. Misses that one. 2 balls and no strikes. Which cooled off a good bit out here, too, with that breeze blowing. And normally you'll see one after that rain that we had, and just a brief rain. Of course, plenty more coming. Good-looking curveball sits inside over the zone. But normally it'll get a little hotter after the game, or after the rain.
Yeah, a little cloud cover now. And a little breeze. Comfortable out here under the tarp.
Under the tarp, that's right. Swung on and missed there, and 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And that's 2 really good pitches there after falling behind. 2 balls, no strikes. Comes back with a couple of off-speed pitches. 4 strikes to even it up at 2-2.
They're getting ready to get things started up the hill. That will be for the district championship. Coach Marks and his Eagles came in as the number 2 seed. The number 1 seed Oakdale got beat last night, Kinder got beat last night, so they will play Oakdale tonight for the district championship. Steps back and 3 balls and 2 strikes. Methvin will rock back and deliver the payoff pitch. Stays inside and gets the strikeout, and that will be another Sabine State Bake strikeout. They're not there. That's my guarantee. Sorry, that's the guarantee. I don't have anything else for that. Take a look at your Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. It is 8-4 in this one. Got a couple of things I see from the weekend that are up there we need to pull down too. Not that. That'll get us back where we need to be. Well, I'm telling you that that rain played havoc with everything, Eric. Back to work goes Methvin here, 8-4. They lead. That one, good-looking pitch inside for the strike. Lights just now starting to make their way out here on the field. They're already brightly shining down the road at the baseball. We went down to a game last night, Eric. It was Sam Houston and Lafayette softball. So it was already a good crowd. Well, if you've been on the campus there in Moss Bluff, you know how close it is to baseball. And Sam Houston and the number 5 team in the nation, Barb, were doing battle. So as you can imagine, parking was at a premium. That one lined into right field. Now Banyan's going to come up and get it. And that'll be another base hit, and that's the young lady that's in the circle. Have you been to a baseball game there at Sam Houston?
I have.
You have, yeah.
I went to see OC play there this year.
Barb and Sam Houston is going to be a big one last. They'll get a courtesy runner out for their pitcher here. You can hear baseball up the hill. They're observing a moment of silence as well for our friends at Alexandria. We're going to take it with them here. Methvin rocks back, delivers this one. It is lifted over to the first base side over there. And we'll come back here. Straight up 6 o'clock on your, I don't even know what it is anymore. Wednesday. That's right.
That's right.
A lot of the games that we saw tonight, you got one over at Pineville, Ash and Pineville, doing business there. And Brett Stallsby supposed to be out looking at that one. Don't know if he made it over there. But that game got pushed up from tomorrow. Was supposed to be a Thursday night game. But a lot of folks are starting to watch the rain that's supposed to be coming in. Some very much needed rain, mind you. That one up and out of the zone. You know, we talked about that dirt earlier. We were at Pine Prairie this afternoon, and they weren't playing. They were playing at Buckeye today and had to water the dirt because their infield cracks the way that it's been. Over to Ledette. She'll fire back over. Nothing doing there. Good stab, and that's a good line drive out for out number 2.
And good job by the runner at first. A lot of times on that line drive, you take off, but that's what you're taught. Freeze on a line drive. Make sure you can get back if there's less than.
If they're going to be at the depth, a lot of times you'll see one happen if it's a courtesy runner. That one ground over to Ledette at first. She's going to pick it up there, but it'll be foul. Back here it is 8-4. Menard is, I think they've been in control, but this Kinder team won't go away.
They're scrappy now. They'll put the ball in play. Down 8-4, but continuing to battle up there at the plate. That one a little low.
I think if you're Menard and you can go out and put up another 3 or 4 spot here and create you some space going into the 5th, that you got an opportunity to put this thing away. But you need to get on. You need to get on them.
That one a little low and in as she tries to paint the inside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out first. Nice ball. It's a good eye right there. She doesn't try to catch up with that one. Lets it go in there for ball 3. Now ahead in the count 3-1. Methvin continues to battle here with an 8-4 lead.
Ground ball over to Lyles, and she'll go across the diamond. Good stretch over there by Ledette, and she's got it, and that will retire the side. Well, when you have a makeshift defense like that, and look, these are players that have played it all along. They're just in different spots. That's good to see that type of a throw and a catch over there.
Yeah, players make plays. It's a good play. Charged it a little bit. Didn't let it get into her, and that's a nice throw all the way across the diamond. And again, first baseman with a nice stretch, helping her third baseman out.
Definitely is doing that. We move to the bottom of the 4th in this one. The Eagles have been putting up some numbers each time. But you look back at the scoreboard, that's only the 2nd inning. Now it's out of 4, but in the first, Kinder put up 2. Nothing in the second. In the third, they put up 2. Nothing in the fourth. So, this has been one of those games, a carryover of what last night's game at Iowa was. Just putting up a lot of runs here.
Yeah, and I think Menard being, 2 and 3 times up to the plate, really starting to time that off-speed pitch. A lot of change-ups, a lot of maybe some drop balls that have stayed up in the zone that Menard makes you pay when you do that.
We go bottom of the 4th here. Kinsey Lyles is going to lead things off. Is that what I see up there? And we'll get things going. That means Lyles Wright and Parati due up here. That one is lifted out to center field. She's going to come out and glove that one. And then back in it goes. Good work out here in center field. Just making the plays that you need to make will prevent some big innings from happening.
Yeah, no doubt. Being aggressive up there. Got a pretty good barrel on it. Center fielder made a nice play for out number 1.
Addie Wright now will stand in from the left side. She's at third base tonight. Takes that one inside, and it started out. That's one of those that if you throw that over the plate, you're in trouble.
Yes. That one stayed in a little bit and actually moved in toward the left-handed hitter. She takes it for ball one.
It was probably for the best. That one down low and out of the zone, but he's saying she went on it, and it is strike one.
Yeah, and that may be a little bit of a screwball look as that ball is breaking away and tailing away from the left-handed hitter. She couldn't hold up.
Look, you see that with these softball pitchers. They're able to twist that and get it going that direction. Came with it that time, but Ledette just stayed with it, and that gets past the left fielder. They'll chase it down. The center fielder's going to come in and grab that one, and Eddie Wright will hustle in with a two-base error.
Yeah, and you just mentioned it. Those are the plays you just got to make.
That's the difference between a team and not.
I don't know if it got in the lights or something. Looked like maybe something bothered her. The sun wasn't there, but she's right into. Absolutely. It looked like she flinched.
And that's what. So if you look at the way the lights are too, they are right on that plane where she was with it. And when it's not quite dark, it's not still daylight yet. You're right. It has an effect on it. That one to second base will be gathered in, and good job by Wright to get back. But Parati retired there, and Hammer and Kaylee Methvin will step in. Goodness gracious. What's the record for most at-bats in a row with a home run? I don't want to jinx it. Man, she is 3 in a row.
I was about to say I wouldn't throw anything over the plate, and she comes with an inside strike. That's a good pitch to start her off right here.
Yeah, you got to be careful getting that back out over the plate because she has just pulled the last two over the fence. Roxbagg delivers this one. That one is lifted high and going to stay in the infield. Gathered in there and 3 fly balls, and out of this inning they go. So kept it in the park. More importantly, kept the Eagles off the scoreboard there.
Sure did, and that'll keep them close. Now they got to see if they can figure out Methvin, who's been in the groove, had a really good inning last inning, and is doing it in the circle and at the plate.
Top 5 we go, 8-4. You see it on the Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard when we return. Kaylee Methvin makes her way back out into the circle for the Lady Eagles as we move to the top of the 5th. The first clean total inning that we have had, top and bottom, no score. And both these pitchers settling in a little bit. The batters have seen them, and they're laying off some of the stuff that perhaps they were chasing a little earlier.
Yep, and Menard really solid defensively, not making many errors. And again, if you throw strikes, make routine plays, hit the ball, you're going to win games.
Well, and that's such a big statement, too, because that error that was over in left field didn't hurt Kinder at all that time. And normally you'll see it lead to a big inning. That one up the middle to Lyles. She has it. She'll turn and throw. A speedy runner going down there, but nipped by half a step.
Speedy is right. Great hustle. She gets out of the box and gets there. Bang, bang play. But again, nice play by the shortstop. Routine. Nice throw across the diamond. A little stretch from the first base. Gets her out number 1.
You get a look at center fielder and senior Sawyer Shelton as she makes her way out to her spot. Methvin, the other senior here. 2 seniors on this squad. Last 2 years have just been 2 seniors, and that's a good-looking strike on that drop ball.
Yeah, great spot. And a lot of times you think that's going to go high or that's a rise ball. I'm not going to mess with it. Boom. Breaks. Drops off the plate. Over the heart. Strike 1. Strike 2.
Boy, that's
zip.
That is tough because you've looked at the rise, you looked at the drop, the changeup, and you're trying to before you could even get your bat around, it's in the catcher's mitt.
And that's on the outside part, too. That's just a great pitch.
That's
great
tough.
pitch.
0-2. That one, she goes a little further outside, trying to get a little bit of help, but it'll put it at a ball on a strike.
Yeah, a little screwball again, trying to move away from that left-hander, get her to chase something out of the zone, but that one just started too far out to tempt her.
Methvin will rock back and deliver this one out to center field. Sawyer's going to have that one.
Nice play.
Look, about a 60% Sawyer Shelton still is better than a whole lot of outfielders.
Yep, sprints in, gets a great jump on that ball. Makes a nice play there in center field for out number 2.
Being able to read that line drive has got to be one of the toughest things that there is. That one fouled back and up and out of play over towards the concession stand. Yeah, I'd sign up for nights like this, but I'm going to tell you, as things roll towards April and May, do you know that we have less than 3 weeks of this season to go? The pairings come out on April the 14th. That one is ground over to the side. Pairings will come out on Wednesday, and we will go live that night and have our look around the brackets and just to give you an idea of the pairings, and then later as the Dash for Fresh heats up, we'll go through each bracket. Do you know how many winners out of the brackets I picked last year? You're not going to believe this.
I don't know.
1. Yeah, 1. That was it. I took the Chalk and Calvary, and that was it. And they, of course, won 5 in a row. I'm not going to pick against them until they get there. But, boy, I got in trouble, too, because Menard goes on to win the state title. And I know. I get myself in a lot of – wow is right. Yeah, I get in a world of hurt from that. That swung on and missed for out number 3, Sabine State Bank strikeout, and that will do it for the top of the 5th. Lady Eagles will return in the bottom to see what they can do, up 8-4. Back here we go, bottom of the 5th. Doug Gann alongside of Eric Mouton out in center field here. Feel like Harry Carey and Steve Stone back in the time when they would go out in the bleachers in the ivy.
How about that?
That's right. You know, I met him one time. That one in there for a strike? And he's such a smart dude. So I worked out in Mesa, Arizona for a year, and that's where spring training is for a lot of the teams. Of course, they train in Florida, but the Cubs and several others have their spring training out in Mesa, Arizona, and that's Scottsdale, Phoenix, that type of area. And that one is lifted back and foul and out of play. Well, just so happens I took a job with the Cubs organization that summer for spring training is all that it was. A couple of interesting things in there. And or over the concession. So I didn't have a grab. Wasn't doing anything with them by any means. I just happened to be employed by them, which was pretty cool.
That is cool.
On its own right. Yep. Sean Dunston was there. Mark Grace was there. Ryan Samber. You get the idea. Mitch Williams, wild thing, is that one right up the middle is going to be gathered in there. Drago with another base hit. So, you know, the fan that Bill Murray is of the Cubs, of course, he's out there and he walks through the line and got to meet Bill. But Harry's walking around before the games a lot of times, and they're putting her on. Yeah, why not? They don't want another one. So that must not have been Methvin earlier that we saw, because that wasn't but that many batters ago. So Methvin now has walked and is at first base for Mika Keogh. Yep, that's right. Keogh is there before they'll flip the lineup back over. And that's what happens when you walk somebody. How about you come up and slap yourself an RBI out of the way? That's the great equalizer. I don't think there's any better feeling, Eric, when somebody walks somebody to get to you and you just poke a little base hit out there.
Yes, indeed. That's a line drive. And, again, that could have gone to the wall. Again, a good hustle over there by the right fielder to keep it from going to the wall. But second and third here, nobody out for Menard as they extend their lead 9-4.
9-4 it is. Runners are at second and third. That is Keogh at second. Methvin, the pitcher, at first. And, you're soaking up every bit of that senior year. She doesn't want a courtesy runner. I want to be on the field, she says. So we'll get back to Harry, and Harry's doing the announcing out there, of course, as he does. The spring training broadcasts are done, as that one is in there for the strike. And Harry walks around, and he's not a big guy. He's probably not much taller than I am, and that's not a big guy. Walking around and signing autographs all throughout, probably 100 or so people that are on him, and happily signing. There's a little poke check right up the middle. Sawyer continues to do what Sawyer does. There's going to be a play at the plate. Not in time. The swipe tab doesn't get it. And two more, and that is a 2 RBI single. Give her the second base on the throw-in. And that makes it 11-4. So there were some people that had come back the next day, and I'm watching and taking all of this in. And Harry's signing these things, and he said, yep, glad to, gotcha. And two people were there with other stuff, and you could tell they were probably selling it. He's like, nope, got you yesterday, and goes back to signing. He's brilliant.
Yep.
Rest his soul, and one of the greatest TV guys there ever was. That one smoked down the line and foul. If there's a better venue or better shtick in baseball than the seventh inning stretch and coming out of the booth to sing it, I don't know what there is.
Agreed. The good old days, man, when TBS had the Braves and the WGN had the Cubs, and you get to see them all year long.
And you
listen to
the radio and could hear the Astros, and that was the only way to get it.
That was it.
But that's why there's so many Braves and Cubs fan in this world,
yep.
Is because that's what you had to watch growing up. That's a soapbox I don't care to get on tonight, but go Yankees. Anyway.
My favorite player growing up was number 3 for the Braves, baby.
Dale Murphy. That's right. Mole.
Man, was
that's
he
correct.
Good.
That one drops down, and Shelton will make her way over. That was a good time with the Braves. That yeah. Certainly was. When Horner was there and Lemke and those guys, and you had Glavix and Matt. I mean, those guys, when Murphy was there, it was just fun to watch. He was just a pure natural dude. Smoked over there. Third base has it. Cross the diamond. Should get Sawyer in to score the run, and it does. And 12-4. Now, Eric, you start looking at, hey, can we get a couple of more across it in this thing here now that it's 8 runs at the bottom of the 5th?
And that was hit hard right at the third baseman. She made a nice play, but bobbled it coming up. And sprinting out of the box again. Every one of these Lady Eagles, when they put it on the ground, sprint to first base, try to beat it out, and she does. So we're still at nobody out here.
Well, yeah, no, that's right. She did beat that out. I thought she had it, didn't she? Or did they?
She's there. But it does say 1 out on the board.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm not sure.
And I don't. It had to have had one earlier than that.
Maybe so.
But Kenzie Lyles steps in, and she's got the ability. She had 2 home runs last night. She's got the ability to fly one out of here and walk it off. That one down the line.
That's fair.
Yep. And that will get the runner. Nalbanian will stay at second. So you've got runners at first and second for Addie Wright. Addie Wright will step in. But, yeah, I ran across a lot of folks, and so that was back when Canseco and Grace played. Canseco and McGuire played for Oakland. Yeah, they were there, and we were set up on the visiting side of it, so they would come in through there, all the visitors, and got to see that. What an exciting time, and showing a whole lot of my age there, but can't beat fun at the old ballpark, that's for sure.
No, especially in that era, man.
That one off the plate there. 12-4 the lead here. Addie Wright, an opportunity. Now the game-ending run is there at first in the form of Lyles. She's a quick one. You've got a lot of speed on the bases, Eric, so anything really in the grass, and you're going to have one run and then a runner at third if you just get some sort of base hit from Wright. Pitch comes in to Addie. She takes that one and is down low and out of the zone. And that will get Kate Perotti to the dish. Kate Perotti, of course, the catcher, the everyday catcher for these Lady Eagles. Let's zoom in and get a look at her there. Keep an eye on this matchup here. Of course, bases loaded. There you see Kenzie as well.
One out, corners in, middle infielders are out.
They've got none on the board now. So I think we were correct in there. They've changed it to no outs on the board.
Yep.
Look at there. See, we just can't doubt ourselves.
You,
that's where that's where the chaos comes in.
Now they're loaded. Nobody out.
Abby Claire with a base hit would certainly end it. That one right up the middle, and that is going to be a base hit. Oh, that stays and checks up. They're going to hold Lyles, and that's what you want. If it doesn't have a glove on it, it gets all the way to the outfield. That's ball game. But tremendous job there at shortstop just to keep it on the infield.
Yep. Hit a little dirt right there, but she hustles. She knows that if that gets by her, that's probably the ball game. So she does, for the time being, keep it on the infield. And we're at 13-4 now. Yeah,
and it may just have delayed things there. As Fingleton now will step in. That one's lifted back, way back, off the wall, and only one of those runs is going to count. But, how about you walking it off like that? I thought that was gone, my friend.
Got under it a little bit, but first pitch swinging, deposits it in the gap, shopping at the gap, and that's the ball game.
Goodness gracious. I mean, that wind has died down out here, or that ball was gone and the granny would have walked it off. But get the one run, 14-4, and I don't think it's any doubt that our LV5K player of the game is Kaylee Methvin. Methvin with a tremendous job in the circle, 2 bombs. The intentional walk, scored 3 runs on the night, and it's just that kind of night for her.
Yeah, she's so impressive. She's so poised in the circle and at the dish, and you make mistakes and you put something up over the plate, and she's not just going to hit it hard or hit a single. She's going to put it over the fence. She gave up 2 runs in the first, settled down 0, then 2 in the third, and that was it for Kinder.
Yep, lights out it was, but the hit parade kept going. 2 in the first, 4 in the second, 2 in the third, nothing in the 4th inning, but then the 5, they put up the big 6 spot, and that will do it here. Did what they needed to do, the knockout blow, and that is your ball game. The Lady Eagles victorious. The jinx is off of me, and so I can finally go over there and celebrate with them after a big win. But congratulations to the Lady Eagles on this one. Put up 14 runs tonight, put up 9 last night. And my goodness, this is the time of the year that things get cranked up. Partner, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. What a ball game it was. Up the hill, their Eagles are playing for a district championship tonight, too, in that one.
Yeah, some people say district championships are not as important with the PowerPoints. Let me tell you something, Doug. District championships for your school and for your community still mean a ton. And I guarantee you over there it's going to be a dogfight, and the Menard Eagles are going to do everything they can to hang another banner.
Absolutely, they are. And you, the people that say it don't mean anything are the people that ain't hanging the banners,
That's
my friend.
Exactly right. So just worry about PowerPoints. Don't worry about district championships. It's a goal for every team when that season starts to win a district championship, no matter what sport.
Look, if you're not fighting for it, you just as soon go up there and do something else. That will wrap it up. Eagles win. Fly, Eagles fly. 14-4. The jinx is off, and that will wrap it up. From my partner, Eric Mouton, I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.